A recent survey of Medicare beneficiaries found that 38% of people who enrolled in the supplements the first 6 months of 2022, they picked a Plan N. Was that a good idea, a bad idea, and is it worth your money? That's all coming up next. Hi, I'm Larry Goyce with LMS Insurance Group, where we help seniors navigate the Medicare maze. So in today's short video, I'm doing a deep dive on the Medicare Plan N. I'm going to be covering 4 basic topics. Number 1, I'll tell you exactly what a Plan N is. Number 2, I'll tell you what types of things it covers. Thirdly, we're going to talk about how much a Plan N costs. And finally, number 4, is it worth your hard-earned money? It's all coming up next. So what exactly is a Medigap Plan N? Well, for starters, a Medigap plan is also referred to as a Medicare supplement. And there are 12 supplement plans that are available through Medicare. They're named after the alphabet A through N, and then there's a high deductible version of F and G. So in total, there's 12 Medigap plans available. A Plan N is one of those 12. So every Medigap plan is standardized, okay, in the majority of the states across the U.S. So what that means is if you have a Plan N with Humana or a Plan N with Aetna, it has the exact same coverage in the plan. That's right. That means no matter who you get the Plan N through, it has to cover the same exact things. And that's what standardized means. Standardized as in the coverage is standardized. So no matter who you have the Plan N with, it's the exact same coverage. The only difference is the price the insurance company's charging you to have the Plan N. So with any Medigap plan, and the Plan N is no exception, Medicare is still your primary payer. Because of this, you don't have a network. So if you take a Medigap Plan N, you can go to any doctor or any hospital that accepts Medicare, no questions asked. So what exactly does a Medigap Plan N cover? Well, for starters, it's important to understand that any Medigap plan, okay, it only picks up the gap left behind by original Medicare. So if original Medicare does not pay for the service, your Medigap plan will not pay for the service either. And an example is like vision or dental. Medicare does not pay for vision or dental, so your Plan N is not going to pay for vision and dental because it's only going to pay the gap left behind by something that original Medicare pays a percentage of. So take a look at the chart that just popped up on the screen. Now, if you see a check mark in a column, it means that that benefit is covered at 100% by the Medigap Plan N. So as we make our way down the chart here, you can see that most things are covered at 100% by your Medigap Plan N. And we come to the first category that's not covered at 100% is your Part B deductible. So when you have a Plan N, you do have to meet your Part B deductible. In 2022, the Part B deductible was $233. So before the Plan N pays for any Part B services, you have to pay the first $233 of the year. Now, the next category that's not covered by the Plan N are what's called Part B excess charges. So first off, in 8 states across America, the states that just came up on the screen, there is no such thing as an excess charge. They are prohibited by a law called the Medicare Overcharge Measure. But that only is applicable in 8 states, including Ohio and Pennsylvania. So if you're in one of those 8 states, you will not be charged an excess charge. In New York, you could be charged an excess charge, but only 5%, not 15%. So what is a Part B excess charge? Well, an excess charge occurs when you go to a doctor who does not accept Medicare assignment. So there's a very small percentage of doctors across the U.S. that they do not accept Medicare's payment as payment in full. So if you go to one of those doctors, they can charge you an extra 15% for a service covered by Part B. That 15% would be your responsibility as the patient, okay? And the Medigap Plan N does not cover that gap. But it's important to remember, Part B excess charges are very rare, okay? They are only charged on average 1 out of every 100 claims processed by Medicare. So it's not highly likely you are going to be charged an excess charge, but you certainly could if you live in one of the 8, if you live outside of those 8 states that aren't protected by the excess charge. Now, finally, the last thing that the Medigap Plan N does not pay in full are your doctor visits and ER. So on a Plan N, when you go to a doctor, you can be charged up to a $20 copay for the visit. And similarly at the ER, if you go to the ER and you're not admitted, you could be charged a $50 copay. But those 3 areas, right, your Part B deductible, Part B excess charges, and then the copay at the doctor and the hospital, those are the only 3 areas that aren't covered at 100% by the Medigap Plan N. So how much will this Plan N actually cost me? So that's going to vary depending on what part of the country and how old you are. But in Ohio, which is our backyard at LMS Insurance Group, for people turning 65, females, we're quoting them anywhere from $80 to $90 a month for a Plan N right now. Males, anywhere from $90 to $110 a month for a Plan N. And again, the older you get, the more those rates are, and male rates are always higher than female rates. Now, if you compare this to the Medigap Plan G, a Plan N is typically $15 to $30 less a month than a Plan G. Now, the N doesn't cover as many benefits as the Plan G, but because of the lower price, for some people, it's a better alternative than the G. And how you would want to decide between the G and the N are a few things. Number one, on an N, you do have that office copay. So how many times a year are you going to the doctor, right? And then secondly, are you in one of the states that prohibits excess charge? Or could you be charged an excess charge, right? Are you in one of those 8 states where it's protected or not? That's obviously going to play into your decision as well of whether you want to have that gap where you could be charged an excess charge. So the most important thing to remember, though, is that these plans are standardized, okay? So that means no matter what insurer you get your Plan N with, it has the same exact benefits. And that's what we are here to help you with at LMS Insurance Group. We can shop over 50 different insurers in your area, and we could find you the best price in your zip code with a reputable company that you trust. So is a Plan N actually worth my money? Well, if you value predictable costs, very little out-of-pocket responsibility, and you don't mind the risk of having that 15% excess charge pop up, then a Plan N is certainly worth your hard-earned dollar. This type of coverage is going to give you 100% benefits for most things not covered by original Medicare. You're not going to have a network of doctors that you have to stay in, and you're not going to be required to get referrals to see your doctor. If you want to go to a doctor in Pennsylvania, you go. If you want to see a cancer specialist in Minnesota, you go. You do not need referrals. There's no network. So the bottom line is, if you can afford a Medigap Plan N, it is certainly worth your money. But you definitely want to compare it to the G and look at your specific situation to see which one is going to provide more value for you and your family. So again, all Plan Ns have the exact same coverage. And that's why at LMS Insurance Group, we want to help you. We want to help you shop these companies to pair you with a fair rate in your county with a very reputable company. And as always, there's never a fee for our service. So if you want a one-on-one consultation and you want to compare the G versus the N, or you want to compare the N versus Advantage plans, that's where we're here to help. So please feel free to use the link on the screen to schedule an appointment for a consultation. You can email us. You can call our 800 number. Again, there's never a fee for our service. That's what we're here to help with. So thank you guys so much for watching. If this was helpful, please give it a like or a share. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel, as that's what helps this message grow and get out to other people who would find it helpful. Thanks so much, Larry Goist. I'll talk to you guys next time.